Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sai Saj and I'm a real estate investment consultant based in Dubai. Today we are going to talk about the Oasis by Emaar. So Dubai is about to witness one of its biggest luxury villa communities ever, that is the Oasis by Emaar. A 100 million square feet master development by the region's largest and most trusted developer, built around water, greenery and ultra luxury villas and mansions. So if you're somebody who's looking for a high potential investment or let's say a future home for yourself and your family, keep watching this video because in this video, I will explain in detail what Oasis is all about, what makes Oasis so special, the location, the master plan, the previous launches, the upcoming launch with their sizes and prices, and we will also look at competitive statistics whilst we compare Oasis with the other villa communities in Dubai. Towards the end of the video, we will do a detailed investment analysis basis a conservative and optimistic, a bullish and a bearish approach. I'll also be sharing a video for a 5 bedroom villa in the Oasis with a basement, just to give you guys a glimpse about what the sizes, or let's say what an actual unit in the Oasis is going to look like. Right. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and understand what Oasis is all about, or let's say what makes Oasis so special. So the Oasis by Emaar is one of Dubai's most ambitious villa master communities, spanning over 100 million square feet and designed to redefine modern luxury living. This isn't just another villa community. It's a carefully engineered, ultra luxury, low density residential sanctuary built around water, greenery, and elevation based landscaping. So, what truly sets the Oasis apart is its density. With just 3,100 villas spread across a massive, enormous land parcel, the Oasis becomes one of the least dense villa communities of all time in Dubai. So, this means significantly large plot areas, more open spaces, more privacy, and a natural resort like feel that very few master communities in Dubai can offer today. So, understand one thing, guys, the Oasis by MR is a legacy in making. This is something that has never happened in the history of Dubai's real estate. This is something that cannot be replicated by anybody in the near future. But it's not just about the space. A community should have something very exclusive, very unique to call it ultra luxury or special, right? So in case of Oasis, the beauty about it is the engineering excellence. The entire community is being designed on different elevation levels, allowing the waterways and the lagoons to flow naturally across the master plan. This prevents the one thing that plagues any artificial water community, that is stagnant water. Instead, the movement created by these elevation shifts, combined with engineered pumping systems, ensures the water continuously flows, circulates, and oxygenates, keeping the water, every lagoon, every water body clean, clear, and usable throughout the year. This in itself is a huge differentiating factor and one of the key reasons the water bodies in the Oasis will remain visually stunning and usable throughout the year. Now let's go ahead and understand where exactly is the Oasis located, or let's say from a location standpoint, what all are the benefits that we would be getting. So the Oasis sits in a very prime location with good connectivity to four major highways. So this entire land parcel is the master plan for Oasis by MR. If I zoom in, you can already see the construction going on for the initial clusters. These are your Palmyra villas. Speaking about road connectivity, this is the first highway that the Oasis is connected to. That's your E611. This is your Emirates route. On the other side, you have your D54. This is your Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan Al Nahyan Street. D57, this is your Al Ilaya Street, and one major infrastructure upgrade that the Oasis would immensely be benefited with is the extension of your Al Fayz Street. Anybody who lives in Dubai knows E44, this is your Al Khail Road, a major connectivity towards the downtown business bay or anybody who wants to travel to that side of the city. So this particular road connectivity is going to get an extension. That's your Al Fayz Street extension, which is going to start from this intersection, go all the way towards your Emirates Road. So just to give you more details about the Alfay extension, so it's a 1.5 billion dirhams contract for Alfay Street Development Project. This project increases the Alfay Street's capacity to accommodate 64,400 vehicles per hour. So this is huge. That it's a huge upgradation that is happening. So the scope includes the development of five intersections at different levels, featuring 13,500 meters of bridges and 12,900 meters of road. Upon completion, the project will enhance the Alfie Street's capacity to accommodate 64,400 vehicles per hour and serve residential and development areas, benefiting an estimated population and visitor base of 600,000 individuals. So this again would be having different intersections starting at your, let's say, production city all the way up to your Emirates Road. So any community that sits on either side of the Alfay Street will be immensely benefited by this infrastructure upgradation. So the projects will serve a variety of residential developments, including Dubai Sports City, Jumeirah Village Circle, Dubai Production City, Jumeirah Golf Estates, Tilal Al Gaf, Damak Lagoons, the Oasis, and Rimram. So to speak about the neighboring communities to the Oasis, right, on one side, this is going to be your Damak Riverside. This is the land parcel for Grand Polo Club and Resorts by Emaar, again a luxury villa community. Here is where the Heights, another master community by Emaar, is going to come up. On the other side, Raimra, Damak Lagoons, Tilal Al Ghaf, you have your Jumeirah Golf Estates here, and this entire land parcel is your Jumeirah Golf Estates too. Within Jumeirah Golf Estates too, you also get access to your upcoming Etihad Rail Dubai station. So your connectivity wise, you're very well connected to the roads. You'll be very well connected to the rail lines. This is something that's going to connect you to the other Emirates and eventually to all the GCC countries. Speaking about the connectivity to, let's say, the upcoming Al Maktoum Airport, which again is going to be the largest airport in the world, Oasis is so well located that it isn't very close to the airport, yet it is not that far. I would say it's going to take you around 20 to 25 minutes to reach the new airport. At the same time, due to different road connectivity, it becomes a very easy drive for you to reach any corner of Dubai at a span of, let's say, around 30 minutes maximum. Now let's go ahead and look at the master plan altogether to understand what all have been launched or what all have been sold out till now. So just to summarize, what makes the Oasis special is number one, it's ultra low density, clean flowing swimmable lagoons because of the elevation shifts that make sure that the water does not remain stagnant. Emaar's band reliability and master planning, a community designed for long-term livability and lasting values. And obviously, the villas or the mansions that comes in Oasis are large in size with generous plots altogether. So this was the initial master plan designed by Emaar. These were the initial launches that happened, and it has all been sold out. Palmyra 1, 2, 3, your Mirage, and at the corner, these are your Lavita mansions. These are 6 and 7 bedroom, ultra luxury, huge mansions. So, just to give you guys a background on Oasis, is that when initially Oasis was launched, MR had decided to accommodate 7,000 villas and mansions. Later on, they decided to cut down on the supply by more than 50% and get it down to just 3,100 villas to make it more exclusive, low density, make it more low density, and to make sure that this is something that is always going to remain as the epitome of ultra luxury living in Dubai. So the middle portion of the master community that you see, this is the region where MR has redesigned. This is where your address and palace villas were launched earlier this year. They have changed the middle section, and this is exactly how it looks right now. These are your palace villas, and above these are your address villas. So this is how the structure has been redesigned. Something that is very important for us to understand, considering how low density has been provided within the Oasis, the distance between two adjacent villas is more than 20 meters. At the same time, if you get a villa at the corner, the distance between the unit and the road is more than 200 meters. So there's 200 meters worth of landscaping that is done to make sure that your lifestyle or your privacy is uninterrupted by any commotion that happens outside the community. 200 meters worth of landscaping. So this is the detailed review on what all have been launched about the master plan. As I mentioned before, the community is 9.4 square kilometer in terms of size. That's equivalent to 100 million square feet. Previously planned supply was 7,000 villas. Now the revised supply is 3,100 villas, making it amongst the least dense communities in Dubai. Palmyra 1 had 265 units, 4 and 5 bedroom villas. Palmyra 2 and 3 had 56 and 59 units respectively. Both were a 4 bedroom configuration. Mirage had 204 units, 5 and 6 bedrooms. Lavita, super luxury, very exclusive, 43 units only, consisting of 6 and 7 bedroom mansions. Earlier this year, we witnessed the launch of Address and Palace branded villas, 487 and 526 units respectively, consisting of 4, 5, and 6 bedrooms, with and without the basement. So until today, Emaar has successfully launched and sold out 1,640 units in the Oasis that consists of 52.90% of the community. The remaining supply that is going to come in the next couple of years would be 1,460 units, and that obviously would be released in phases. Now, let's just go ahead and look at the prices at the time of launch or what has been uh, sold in Oasis till now. The first launch was Palmyra 1, consisting of 4 and 5 bedroom villas at an average build-up size of 6,142 for a 4 bed, 8,321 for a 5 bed. Plots were bigger for the 4 bed, 8,966 square feet, 8,571 square feet for a 5 bed. Starting price at the price point of 1400 to 1500 dirhams per square feet was at 8.5 for a 4 bed and 12.9 million dirhams for a 5 bed villa. So the prices have reached from 1400 dirhams per square foot at the time of initial launch, and the new launch is expected to happen at 1900 dirhams per square foot. So, if you look at one major thing about the Oasis is the sizes of the plot. I mean, there is not even one configuration wherein the build-up is bigger than the plot. So your FAR ratio, that's your flow to build-up ratio, is pretty amazing when it comes to Oasis. This is a very rare find when the entire community is designed in such a way that every unit has been given generous plot sizes. So Palmyra 2 and 3, similarly, the sizes for 5,700 to 5,800 square feet in terms of your build-up. Plots around 8,500 to 7,500 square feet, priced at the same rate, that's around 9.3 million dirhams. Mirage again were 5 and 6 bedrooms. Youth sizes altogether 10,000 to 11,000, pricing at 15.8 to 20.5 million dirhams. Lavita, these were the mansions, roughly around 43 units, priced at 36 and 54 million dirhams, 19,000 to 28,000 square feet of your build-up area, and plots of 21 to 33,000 square feet. These were the launches that happened recently earlier this year, 4, 5, and 6 bedroom, priced at 13.16 million dirhams for a 4 bed with a mansion, and 6 bed were ranging at 24.4 million dirhams. Similar was the pricing for the Palace branded villas as well, because these launches happened simultaneously, I would say. So now let's just go ahead and look at the floor area ratio. This is very important when we look at villas or try to invest in a villa in Dubai. So floor area ratio is basically to understand, you know, what is the plot allotted to you. So the calculation is pretty simple. You simply divide your total build-up area by the total plot area. So the average build-up area of any configuration that has been launched in the Oasis is 10,994.28 square feet divided by the average plot area, that's around 12,334.86 square feet, gives us a FAR ratio of 0.89. So understand guys, in Dubai for any villa community, the average FAR is around 1.1 to 1.5. Here in the Oasis, considering it's very low dense, making it give us the one of the lowest FAR that you can ever find in Dubai's real estate. So we also need to consider when we call it low density, just to look at it from a number standpoint. What I've done here is I've divided the entire landscape, or let's say the entire area of the Oasis by the number of units that's going to come in. So 100 million square feet of the entire master plan divided by 3,100 villas gives us 32,258.06 square feet per villa. So 32,258 square feet is dedicated to every unit in the Oasis. Now let's just compare this with some existing master communities in Dubai. So what I've done here is I've taken into consideration approximate total units in different master plans, approximate total area in terms of their land parcel, and this gives us the ratio of square feet dedicated to every unit. Yeah, I've only considered Emirates Hills, that is a cluster within Emirates Living. We need to understand that Emirates Hills is not the master community. Emirates Living is the master community, but the closest, just to let's say do an apple to apple comparison, I've taken into consideration only Emirates Hills. So it has an approximate of 1,800 units. Total size around 37.7 million square feet, 20,944 square feet dedicated per unit. District 1 by Nakil, 2,500 units, 45 million square feet, 18,000 square feet per unit. Dubai Hills Estate has over 33,000 homes or residential units, one of the largest in Dubai, 117.1 million square feet, 3,549 square feet per unit. Al Barari, 2,500 residential units, 18 million square feet, 7,200 square feet per unit. The acres by Meraz, 1,200 villas, 19.9 million square feet of total land parcel gives us a ratio of 16,583 square feet per unit, wherein the Oasis would have 3,100 villas spanning over 100 million square feet gives us 32,258 square feet per unit. Now, if you look at the entire number, there's nothing that comes close to Oasis. I mean, the closest that we can find is Emirates Hills, and that too, the difference is huge. You're looking at around 12,000, 11,000 square feet in terms of difference between the Oasis and the Emirates Hills. Now let's just go ahead and look at the upcoming launch. So the upcoming launch will again have the similar configuration to compared to your palace and address banded villas. There would be four-bedroom villas with basement, five-bedroom without a basement, five-bedroom with a basement, and six-bedroom with basement. Average sizes in terms of build up and plot, we are looking at 7,269 square feet for a four-bed with a basement. Plot area of 8,547 square feet. Minimum price would be 13.8 million dirhams and the maximum price will be 16.9 million dirhams. For a 5 bed without a basement, we are looking at a build up area of 8,036 square feet with a plot of 10,240 square feet. Starting at 15.9 million dirhams goes up to 18.9 million dirhams. 5 bed with a basement, average build up area would be 10,351 square feet. Plot of 10,982 square feet comes with a minimum price of 19.8 million dirhams and goes up to 22.8 million dirhams. The largest configuration would be your six-bedroom with a basement. Starting, or let's say the average built up area would be 12,884 square feet, goes up to plot of average of 16,102 square feet. Starting price is 24.8 million dirhams, goes up to 29.8 million dirhams. Now let's just go ahead and compare the average price per square feet. This is at the price per square feet of 1900 dirhams per square feet, right? So now let's just compare it with the average of, or let's say the pricing of different communities in Dubai. So what I've done here is, guys, I've taken into consideration transactions that has happened in these communities in the last 6 months to give us a ballpark amount in terms of what is the current average price per square feet, right? So Emirates Hills, the trends at 3,600 dirhams per square feet. The price difference between Emirates Hills and Oasis is 105%. Dubai Hills Estate 3,650 dirhams per square feet. Al Barari 4,300, District 1 4,000, Acres 2,300. Jumeirah Golf Estate 3,800, same is the case with Tilal Al Gaf. Nadal Shiba Gardens 3,100. Jumeirah Islands is 2,600. The Oasis is starting at 1,900 dirhams per square feet as of today. So the average price per square feet from Emirates Hills all the way until Jumeirah Islands gives us an average of 3,461 square feet dirhams per square feet. That is 84% above the current price of Oasis, right? So the current market average for a decent villa or good villa in a gated community with all the fundamentals being met is 3,461 dirhams per square feet. This is what you will pay if you're looking for a ready villa in one of the reputed communities in Dubai. Now let's go ahead and look at how the capital appreciation or gains is going to work at the time of handover. We will look at four different approaches: a conservative approach, an optimistic approach. We'll be bullish, considering the market might go up. We'll be bearish, considering due to any unforeseen circumstances, the market might go down as well. To start off with the conservative approach, price at the time of handover is considered at 3,500 dirhams per square feet, which is the current market average. So we are keeping in an assumption that the current average, that is roughly around 3,500 dirhams per square feet, it will not increase for the next 5 years. So at the time of handover, when we get the keys, the market remains stable. The prices still trends at 3,500 dirhams per square feet without any more appreciation. What is the exit strategy here? A four bed with a basement with an OP price of average 14.5 million dirhams, launch at 1,900 dirhams, 80% paid until handover. The reason I'm considering 80, as if you have invested with MR in the past, you might know the current teaming plan is 80-20, when you pay 80% of the product value during the course of construction and 20 at the time of handover. Payments split, or let's say your yearly cash flow would be 20% on an annual basis. So there would be two installments, half yearly of 10% each. Over the course of 4 years, you will take care of 80% of the payments, and the remaining 20 would be due at the time of handover. So 80% paid before handover for a 4 bed priced at 14.5 million dirhams would be 11.6 million dirhams. Estimated sale price at handover for a 4 bed at a price point of 3,500 dirhams per square feet is 25.55 million dirhams. So if you are able to exit, or if you plan to sell your Oasis unit before handover after paying 80%, you'll be making a net profit of 13.95 million dirhams. That gives a return on your equity at 80% exit of 120%. You invested 11.6 million dirhams, you got a pure profit of 13.95 million dirhams. In case if you're not able to find a buyer, or if you're unsure of exiting from the property and you decided to pay the remaining 20 on handover and get the keys, and then eventually if you plan your exit, right, your return on equity after paying the 100% is 11.05 million dirhams. That gives a ratio of 76%. This is good numbers. I mean, you're kind of doubling your money in just a span of 4 years. 5 bed with a basement, average price of 16.5 million dirhams, paid 80% before handover is 13.2 million dirhams. This is going to be your absolute equity invested. Estimated sale price at handover at 35 dirhams per square feet is 28 million dirhams. If you exit before the handover, your profit ratio would be 14.8 million dirhams. That gives you a ratio of 112% in terms of your return. After handover, it's going to be 11.5% in case if you ended up paying the entire 16.5 million dirhams. A 5 bed with a basement that currently is priced at 19 million dirhams, right? 80% paid and before handover would be 15.2 million dirhams. Price at 3,500 dirhams per square foot at the time of handover would be 36.4 million dirhams. Something that you bought for 19 million dirhams has a potential to go up to 36.4 million dirhams with a conservative approach, considering that the prices will remain stagnant. None of the other communities are going to gain any, hypothetically speaking, all right? None of the other communities are going to gain any more capital appreciation. Al Barari will remain stagnant. Emirates Hills will remain stagnant. Dubai Hills has stayed District 1, nothing is going to grow further, which is again never going to be the case. Even if it happens, this is the kind of returns that you're looking at. In case if you exit before you hand over, you're making 21.2 million dirhams in terms of your absolute profit. In case if you exit after you hand over, you're making 17.4 million dirhams in terms of your absolute profit. The largest configuration of 5-6 bed with a basement, roughly around 25 million dirhams. Let's consider you paid 80%, that's 20 million. This unit would be priced at a minimum of 45.1 million dirhams at the time of handover. In case if you exit after 80% payments, you're looking at 25.15 million dirhams in terms of your absolute profit. That's 126% return on your equity invested. In case if you paid the entire 25 million dirhams, you're looking at a bare minimum profit of 20.15 million dirhams after paying the entire 100%. Now let's go ahead and be a bit more optimistic about the market, right? If you look at the trend of villas and townhouses, the prices have constantly been increasing, right? So assuming that the market will continue to evolve, continue to grow, and the prices increase by 35% over a course of next 5 years. This is 2025. We are talking about in the year 2030, taking into consideration all the aspects that's going to impact the real estate market if things continues to work in Dubai's favor and the price increased by 35%. All right, the price at handover would be considered at 4,725 dirhams per square feet. Current market average 3,500 dirhams. It increased by 35%. So the 4 bed with a basement that you bought it at 14.5 million dirhams will be trending at 34.5 million dirhams approximately at the time of handover. You're looking at a absolute profit of 22.8 million dirhams in case you exit after 80%. And in case if you plan to pay off the entire 100%, still you're looking at 19.9 million dirhams in terms of profit. So similar is the case with the 5 bed with basement, without basement, and the 6 bedroom as well. So understand, guys, most of the transactions that happens within the Oasis is for self-use. There are less number of investors who are buying to, let's say, flip it at handover or before handover or looking for rental yields. No, the ones who are buying in the Oasis are purely looking for a future home for themselves or for their family. So your exit is going to be very easy when it comes to Oasis as a product, considering it's very low in numbers, just 3,100 villas, which means very low competition amongst the investors. The second point, obviously, as I mentioned, most of the buyers are self-users, so they will not sell even after handover. So in case if somebody wants to buy a villa in the Oasis, as I mentioned, 53% of the community is already sold out. There are hardly any units left. And I'm pretty positive that Emaar would be done selling Oasis in, let's say, in the next year or 1.5 years maximum. So by the mid of 2027, if somebody wants to buy a unit in Oasis, they cannot buy it from MR. They have lost the opportunity altogether. The only way they can buy a villa in the Oasis is by buying a secondary unit or a resale unit from an investor. We are seeing similar trends in Arabian ranches or Dubai Hills Estate for a matter of fact, right? So if somebody wants to buy a villa in Dubai Hills Estate, Emaar doesn't sell them anymore, right? You have to buy a resale unit, and that comes with a premium, right? So we do see such transactions, right? Six-bedroom villa with a basement goes about 60 million. So these are optimistic prices. So if you go for a six bed with a basement, 25 million dirhams is your current price, and estimated price at the time of handover would be 61 million dirhams approximately. You are looking at a profit ratio of 35 to 40 million dirhams in terms of your absolute profit on this investment. Now let's consider that the market kept on evolving, or let's say it has grown by 50% to the current average. The current average is 3,500 dirhams per square feet. In the next 5 years, right, the market evolved and it gained 50% more in terms of price per square feet. And to be very honest, it is a bullish approach, but at the same time, I personally feel this is possible. Certain reasons that is going to impact, or let's say favor us in this approach, would be the absolute supply of villas that's going to hit the market between 2025 to 2030. So, of the absolute residential real estate that's going to be supplied in the next 5 years, villas constitute of only 7%. Rest are your townhouses, followed by a major chunk of apartments that's going to hit the market. So, villas are very rare to find. So if you are somebody who owns a villa in the next 5 years, it is gonna be something that is gonna give you some assurances on, let's say, uh, your profit, or let's say in terms of your return on your investment, right? So, and there are a lot of factors that is gonna help us consider this approach, right? If you look at the situation in the West, the evolution of non-domicile status in the UK, the government is planning a 20% exit tax, which again, all these reasons are pushing people to move to Dubai as it's a tax-free haven. It's more safe, more secure, and the ease to do business in Dubai is far better than any other nation in the world. So these are the factors that keeps on attracting a lot of high net worth individuals to come to Dubai, and these are the ones who would prefer buying this as their future home. So if we consider that prices went up to 5,250 dirhams per square feet, which again, as I mentioned, the 3,500 dirhams that I'm considering as a base, or an average price, it is the average. Even in today's market in 2025, there are transactions in Dubai Hills Estate, in Al Barari, in Emirates Hills that happens at 5,000 to 6,000 dirhams per square feet. So transactions at this price still happens in today's market. For us to assume that the prices might reach this level after 5 years, I think it's fair, right? So a villa that we can buy today at 14.5 million dirhams can go up to 38.3 million dirhams at the time of handover. Gives us a profit ratio between 23 to 26 million dirhams on the return of equity of the amount invested between 11.6 to 14.5 million dirhams. So these are good numbers. These are stable investments altogether. A five bed without a basement, what you buy today at 16.5 million dirhams can go up to 42 million dirhams in case if the prices reaches this particular amount. It gives you an absolute profit of 28.8 million dirhams up to 25.5 million dirhams. Same is the case with the five bed with the basement, also with the six bed with the basement. You're looking at a purchase price of 25 million dirhams. It can go up to 67 or 68 million dirhams altogether. What you invested today, 25 million, can give you a return up to 42 million dirhams in terms of absolute profit. So these are the numbers wherein we are being positive about the market. We are expecting the appreciation to happen. But again, nobody can foresee the future, right? Due to any unforeseen circumstances, As an example, COVID 2020, right? Nobody expected that to happen. But again, we need to consider what happens if the market goes down. What happens, all these numbers or all these approaches falls down, or let's say the prices goes down. What happens when the prices goes down or drops by 35%? So the current market average is 3,500 dirhams per square feet. What if the prices dropped by 35% to the current market average? That it goes down to 2,275 dirhams per square feet. I'm talking about 5 years down the line. The villa that you bought today, a 4 bed with basement for 14.5 million dirhams, can still be sold at 16.66 million dirhams at the time of handover. So you exit at 80% payment, you only paid 11.6 million dirhams, yet you're able to make 5 million dirhams in terms of your absolute profit. In case if you exit after handover, you're still able to make 2.1 million dirhams in terms of your absolute profit. Same is the case with the 5 bed without a basement, 5 bed with a basement, and a 6 bed with a basement. As you see, at 80% exit, you're looking at something above 40%, around 40% in terms of your return on equity. In case if you end up making the entire 100% payment, you're still ending up with the profit ratio. Again, this is worst come worst. Things did not work in Dubai's favor. Something worse happened with Dubai, and yet you are making profit. This is because when you deal with these government-backed developers like Emaar, who has been into business for decades and decades, they have a proven history, a proven track record when the investors never lost money. What you buy today from Emaar at off-plan launch price, right? Even in terms of corrections, market goes up, south, north, west, whatever the situation is, the prices will never go below the off-plan purchase price. So the concept of capital preservation always remain intact with these kind of government-backed developers. The prices will not go below your purchase price when it comes to products like Oasis, which is super luxury, super exclusive altogether. So now let's go ahead and try to understand different floor plans of Oasis. So let's start with the 4 bedroom with basement. Let me take you to a journey inside the 4 bedroom villa with the basement in the Oasis. The home that doesn't just give you space but tells a story through the design. We begin underground, but it doesn't feel like a basement at all. As you step down the sculpted outdoor staircase carved directly into the land, you're greeted by a wall of full-length glass. Sunlight pours in through the open-air courtyard, filling the basement with a glow you would never ever expect below the ground level. This space becomes whatever your lifestyle commands, maybe a cinema, a private gym, an entertainment lounge, a studio, and to support all that, you even have a fully functional basement pantry or a kitchen, perfect for snacks, hosting, or preparing for a movie night without going upstairs. So this is your kitchen number three. Or at the basement level, you also have a powder room, you have your laundry space, your maid's room with an attached washroom, a separate store area as well. So moving ahead towards your ground floor, the home opens up in front of you with white glazing and airy lounge and a dining space that merges, kind of towards the greenery at your backyard, overlooking your park or maybe the lagoons at the Oasis. So your kitchen story continues here. You have a show kitchen that perfectly complements your living and your dining area, and you also have a dirty kitchen. It's a closed kitchen altogether. This is for your heavy cooking, and supporting all this is your dumb waiter, connecting the kitchens to the floors above and the floors below, meaning your food, your tableware, and service items travel effortlessly without disturbing the flow of your home. You also have a ground floor guest bedroom. It's private, it's spacious, and perfect for elders and visitors. So moving ahead towards your first floor, the home becomes more intimate. There are three ensuite bedrooms, each designed to capture a lot of natural light because of your floor to ceiling glass windows, and dedicated family lounge sitting area at the center, a private gathering area, or maybe this is good for having your morning coffee or a more intimate gathering amongst the family. The master suite on one side takes up half of the area on the first floor. So this comes with its private terrace, walk-in wardrobe, and a spa style bath with his and her separate wash sinks. So with a closed two car garage, separate maid's room, and intelligent zoning, this configuration is the perfect introduction of luxury to the Oasis. Now let's go ahead and look at a 5 bedroom villa without a basement. Okay, this is an example for a 5 bedroom villa without a basement. It tells a very different story, a one of open spaces, sunlight, and seamless living across two primary levels. You begin at a grand entryway that instantly frames your view straight to the garden or your backyard. Right, the ground floor feels like it is designed for gathering multiple living areas, or let's say uh, you have a formal majlis or separate formal dining area and everything. So the kitchen journey here is even more impressive. You still get a elegant show kitchen that very well complements your formal dining area and your formal majlis. And for your heavy cooking, you also have a closed kitchen. So a large bedroom is here for your guests or let's say for the elderly in the family, making it absolutely perfect for hosting family members. As you move upstairs, the home shifts to a more personal rhythm, right? Here you have a beautiful corridor that connects you to all the four bedrooms. Everything comes en suite, and here too, like the four bedroom, one entire region of the area of the floor is purely dedicated to the master suite. You get a beautiful master suite that is connected with a balcony, and you get a huge walk-in wardrobe and a master bath that comes super luxurious, right? So this villa offers a closed garage, a maid's room, and perfectly organized utility spaces, giving you convenience without compromising on the beauty. Now let's go ahead and have a look at a five-bedroom villa that comes with a basement. Okay, so this is again is a sample for a five-bedroom villa with a basement. If the previous villa was about openness, the five-bedroom villa with a basement is about different layers of luxury, different layers of privacy and possibility. Just like the four-bedroom villa that we initially saw, the basement here is engineered to greatness or to let's say a masterpiece of engineering. You walk down through a carved outdoor staircase, and instead of darkness, you find ample of sunlight, natural sunlight hitting through the large windows that you have here. This transforms the entire lower level into a usable premium space. This is where you find your third and your fourth kitchen. You have a show kitchen as well as a dirty kitchen that can be used for your heavy cooking. Whenever you have guests around, you're hosting a party or a get together with your friends or your colleagues. This is where you find maximum utilization of spaces. Imagine hosting a movie night or a games night or and having your refreshments prepared right here without you having to go upstairs. So that is the beauty about this particular layout. So the ground floor, let's go ahead and look at the ground floor. The ground floor feels way even more expansive in this layout compared to the four bedroom. Multiple lounges, a formal dining space, you get a formal majlis, and wide sliding windows create a villa that feels alive with the light. Again, the show kitchen complements very well with the formal dining area, and again with the show kitchen, you also have a dirty kitchen that is good for your heavy cooking, and a dumbwaiter system form the backbone of seamless living. Your staff also gets their own private rooms. You get a maid's room with an attached washroom. You get a driver's room again with a separate entry with a uh, attached washroom. The service access that keeps the home flow uninterrupted. If you move upstairs towards your first floor, the four ensuite bedrooms wrap around a large living area. Every room feels private but still connected to the central family hub. The master suite becomes a sanctuary. Look at the size of this master suite. If you want to talk about the sizes, the balcony is 5 into 1.35 meters. Your master suite is 8 into 5 meters. You have a huge walk-in wardrobe that is 4.65 into 4.65 meters, and your master bath is 5.40 into 4.65 meters. The vast wardrobe space and the bathroom feels just like a luxury spa. Finally, the story rises to the roof level, a completely private outdoor deck that gives you a 360 connection to the beautifully elevated landscapes of the Oasis. This again comes with a rooftop lounge. This can be converted again to a games room or a gym as per your preference, as it also comes with a ensuite washroom. Now, let's look at the six-bedroom villa with the basement. And this is the pinnacle of the Oasis floor plans, narrating a story of luxury at every level. We begin again at the basement, but this time the scale is on a different level. The carved out courtyard area beside the staircase is wider, it's more brighter, it's more dramatic. As the sunlight hits the full height glass facade, the entire basement becomes a living space and not a hidden one. Your third and your fourth kitchen is here. You get a show kitchen and a fully functional closed kitchen with a dumbwaiter, making the basement fully independent for entertainment. And you get a family living area here. You get a study room, a separate storage area, and a powder room as well. Now on the ground floor, The home stretches into multiple zones. You get a formal living area, a formal dining area. It's huge. It's very well designed, and of course, here too you get a show kitchen that beautifully blends into your formal dining area. And also you have a separate heavy cooking dirty kitchen, and the dumbwaiter absolutely makes it very convenient for your cooking activity. The glasswork that is being done across the villa is very generous, and the views unfold across the garden and the lagoon, bringing nature into your living space. This villa offers both a maid's room and a separate driver's room, each with private access, creating proper staff accommodation that supports high level living. So upstairs, if you go, you have your five ensuite bedroom surrounded by luxurious family sitting area altogether. The master suite, it feels like a presidential suite if you go to see a massive bedroom. You get an expansive walk-in wardrobe, and obviously you get a spa style bathtub as well, right? This kind of looks very luxury, very unique altogether. And above everything, you also have a panoramic room altogether, like the previous layouts that we saw. And of course you get the rooftop terrace that can be converted into a lounge area altogether. So this rooftop terrace crowns the villa with panoramic views across the oasis, the lagoons, the elevation levels, the greenery that sets the community apart. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video for a five-bedroom villa in the oasis, just to give you a glimpse on how exactly the final product is going to look like. Alright, so if you found this video helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more in depth Dubai property insights. My contact details are listed below. You can reach me on WhatsApp or schedule a call anytime. I'll also be making more informative videos on different projects across the UAE with detailed analysis to support you in making smarter investment decisions. Thank you for your time, and let's stay connected.